What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel, and as the name of the video suggests, today we're going to be talking about Dying Light 2, specifically two things that make me very excited for this game. So first things first, let's get some details out of the way here. If you are watching this video on the 2nd of February, there's a couple of things that you need to know. The game is 2 days away from launching. It launches on the 4th of February. And that means that the review embargo for this has officially lifted. The 2nd of February is when you should be able to see reviews for this game, so you can tell whether you should pre-order it, which you still have plenty of time to do in between 2nd of February until 4th of February. So make a decision whether you want to pre-purchase this game based on your favorite reviewer and their opinion of it. And then you can start preloading it, because preloads also start today. So hopefully you can use that information to get yourself good and ready for the game when it actually comes out on February 4th. Now, getting on to the actual topic of the video, I just want to discuss about some things that have been revealed about the game and get me excited for this particular release. Now, I played Dying Light, the original, in maybe 3 separate occasions in my life, so to speak. So obviously when it came out, and then at a later stage when the first big story DLC came out, I also played it again, essentially almost from the beginning all the way through until the end. And then last but not least, most recently last year, I did play a large portion of it co-op with a good buddy of mine, and we had a good amount of fun. In fact, all 3 of those times I walked away with very memorable experiences from the game. So basically what I'm trying to say, huge fan. Now, the thing that has always impressed me about Dying Light is right up until last year, this game, the developers for this game were still releasing DLC for it. Some of it was paid DLC, some of it was free DLC. In fact, without going back and 100% checking my facts, I'm relatively sure that most of it was actually free DLC. So whether this is weapon packs and skin packs and stuff like that. So sometimes not stuff with, you know, insane amounts of substance, so to speak, but nonetheless this showed a developer that, you know, just kept plugging away at this game's universe, and just giving players reasons to come back, even if it's just to walk around with a different outfit, with a different kind of weapon and a different blueprint. Now, this is set to continue with Dying Light 2, so the developer through their socials have revealed that they have exactly the same plan for content delivery when it comes to Dying Light 2. So at the minimum 5 years of post-launch content is expected, and that comes again in the form of additional weapons, additional blueprints, new skins, new moves, all of that. This has all been detailed by them already, but there are also plans for additional story content, and 2 parts, DLC story, DLC part 1 and part 2 have already been revealed. Furthermore, if you go onto, and you should be able to see it on the screen here now as well, but they're very active on their social channels like Twitter. They've also already shared essentially a roadmap for what the rest of 2022 looks like. So again, this is item number 1, the first out of the 2 things that really excites me about this. It means that everything that I enjoyed about the content delivery for Dying Light 1 is intact for Dying Light 2, and we can expect a huge amount of post-launch content for this. This is always a good thing when it's a game that doesn't just involve a single player campaign, but does actually, you know, get you to play with other people in a co-op situation, because then there's always new things that you can sort of experience together, especially if a lot of that stuff is free, so there's no paywall there and you and your buddies can have access to exactly the same thing. Now, that actually brings me to the second thing that really excites me about this, and that is exactly the multiplayer, the co-op. So again, the developer has come out and said that except for the prologue and except for the epilogue, you'll be able to play this entire game in its, you know, whole thing in co-op with your buddy. So this is a huge thing. There aren't a lot of games out there of this type that allow something like that, and it's definitely something that seems really awesome when it comes to this universe that they've created there. Of course, the style of game this is, so you're running around, you're doing parkour, you're doing moves, you're, you know, crafting weapons and all of that, and it just seems like a really fun thing that you can do with a buddy by your side. This definitely was the case when I played it co-op, like I said, last year on stream with one of my close buddies. We had a lot of fun, a lot of laughs, you know, punishing the zombies, figuring out weird ways to kill them and all that, and it just is something that I'm really looking forward to. So definitely keep a lookout for that. This game will obviously be coming to my channel in streams, and we'll definitely be reaching out to some people in the community who'd like to play with us. Right off the bat, I can tell you that there's definitely something brewing between myself and Roman Wins a very good friend of mine, and also a streamer and content creator, both on YouTube and on Twitch, of course. So definitely keep an eye out for that. Now, one other last thing that I want to mention, and unfortunately we can't just have good news without a little bit of, I suppose, bad news, and that is that at launch there aren't currently any plans for crossplay. So unfortunately, if you have, you know, the game on PS5 and your buddy sitting on PC, there's unfortunately no way for you to play together right now. I don't know if that influences your thoughts about buying the game, but I did want to mention that because it is unfortunately a thing that I think is kind of like a showstopper for some people. I know I've read in the comments of, you know, the announcements of that, you know, some people were complaining, but you know, my buddy's getting it on PS5, like the example I made now, and you know, I haven't been able to get hold of a PS5, so I'm going to get it on PC. So I'm just like, you know, screw day one that I can't play with my buddy. The door on this crossplay situation has not been closed completely, at least not from the developer side. So what's to say that maybe down the future we could see this as a potential add-on to the game, but it is worth noting that at the moment right now it's just not there. So that's it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that I gave you at least a little bit of information about this game. Like I said, at the time of the release of this video, it's 48 hours away from launching. You can already preload the game, and more importantly, reviews for the game should be available now, whether you're using OpenCritic, Metacritic, or using a specific person on YouTube, or you know, application or publication that you follow. Whoever you trust to give you an opinion about the game, go check them out. They probably have a review up, and you can make a decision and have ample time to load the game before it actually comes out on the 4th of February. That's it for the video. As I said, thank you so much for watching, especially if you made it this far. And it's just super important to me that you have a fantastic morning, a great afternoon, and a super awesome evening wherever you are in the world. Until next video, fucking cheers.
They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me.